Fans of the following, look who's here. Yep, really her. Valorie Curry is with us, and we are talking about the brand new Fox drama. Everyone is in love with this show. Are you surprised?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I love the show. I'm just really excited that everybody else responds to it just as much.
And you were talking about the fact it does push buttons, and it's probably more dark and more suspenseful and a little bit more gory than what we're normally seeing on a network. Were you at all worried about that when you were reading it the first time, reading over before you decided to jump in full force? Were you thinking, this might be too much?
I mean, not to me. I'm a fan of like the horror genre and thrillers and things like that, so it didn't bother me. And the thing is about the show is Kevin Williamson's writing really backs up all of that dark action with three-dimensional characters. You know, these are human beings with a lot of depth and darkness themselves. Right. So it's not coming out of nowhere. It's not gratuitous.
Absolutely. All right. So for people that haven't been tuning in, and very few haven't been, give us a little synopsis of your character.
Well, I play Emma Hill, and I'm sort of the squeaky fromm to Joe Carroll's Manson. And I've been with him almost the longest, and I would consider myself his most devoted follower.
What's happening in the episode that airs tonight on Fox? Do you know?
I do know, and a lot will be changing. Weston is back after his big injury, which is exciting, and he's going to be a changed man, so I think people will be very excited to see the changes there. I get to have a big showdown with Claire now that she's in the mansion. There's a lot of friction between us with everything that's been going on. And then at the same time, Joe Carroll and the FBI are trying to track down the same follower on the outside. So you never know who's going to run into who out there.
I love it. It just makes me want to watch it now. You know, the network has to be one of those things that you hear about and you're like, wow, that's kind of creepy. This could kind of happen in real life. What makes you nervous in real life? What makes you scared in real life?
You know, it's terrible. I'm not scared of killers. I'm scared of, like, aliens and ghosts, you know? I would be so much happier if it was just a human being walking into my house and not a poltergeist or something. So nothing very wise am I scared of.
Well, it's something to be said because I tell you, this show has totally caught on. You were talking about Kevin Williamson and his incredible writing. Let's talk about Kevin Bacon and his incredible portrayals. I mean, he's so real. And there is a little bit, you know, I remember talking and reading more about Kevin Williamson saying there's a little bit of Jack Bauer in here. There's a little bit of 24 because he was such a huge fan of 24. What are you seeing when you're in scenes with Kevin Bacon? Where is he drawing all this from? Is he just really that good?
Yes, he is. I mean, that's the joy of working with him is it's just effortless for him, and it makes it so much easier for me. James Purefoy, one of the other co-stars, plays Joe Carroll. You know, he always talks about how, you know, athletes playing with better athletes makes them better, and it feels the same way to work with Kevin Bacon. You know, working with somebody that good who's been doing this that long just brings everybody else up a notch.
Love it. All right, tune in tonight. We have had a contest going on. Lots of you entered the contest. Valorie has a special announcement for us this morning.
Yes, so the winner of the contest, who will be getting airfare and passes for 2 to the Crime Museum, is Tammy Joseph from Donaldson.
Yay! Congratulations! I know you're a huge fan of the following. We read some of the comments that you posted, so congratulations. Headed up to Washington, D.C. to see the Crime Museum. That's going to be an interesting trip. Have you been there? You haven't been there yet, have you?
To the Crime Museum? No. I didn't know it existed, and now I want to go.
I know. That should be a road trip. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming in. It was a pleasure to meet you. Valorie Curry, everybody. The following, a new episode right here on Fox. Make sure that you tune in tonight.